I'm going to play a sweet little tune. I don't know how to play the guitar, but I'm still going to play the tune anyway. Lewis Hamilton got on pole. Nobody thought it could ever happen. Nor did I. Solo P1. Lewis Hamilton is the reign master. Everybody fought on Sky Sports F1 that Lewis Hamilton was finished. But Solo P1 knew best that Lewis Hamilton just wasn't finished. Max Verstappen tried. So did Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri Bottas forgot to take his coffee. But Lewis Hamilton got his rest. And he got pole. 1.5 seconds in front of Valtteri Bottas. Welcome to the 2020 Styrian Grand Prix qualifying review. Hats off to Lewis Hamilton. What a qualifying. That was one of the best qualifying I have ever witnessed. And I've witnessed a lot on the TV, live. I've witnessed it all. But that qualifying was a master at his craft. It's true what people say. The true pros, the cream rises to the top. And in this qualifying, the cream rolls to the top. Lewis Hamilton on pole, heading in tomorrow's race. Dry race, cool race, not hot, but the perfect temperature for that Mercedes car. They can't moan about no overheating issues now. This car is ready. And where did Valtteri Bottas finish? 4th place. But for me, the two drivers that stood out for me, my two favourite drivers, look, Lewis Hamilton got pole, genius. But the two drivers that stood out for me that made a statement today was Esteban Ocon, and the other one was George Russell. Both of them. Both made a statement. Okay, George Russell didn't get into Q3. That's going a little bit too far. But he got to Q2. So since George came into F1 in 2019, he has out-qualified both of his teammates all the time. All the time. That must be some kind of record. It must be. He's been there. It's going to be 2 years this year. I know we've had the coronavirus and he's missed races. I get it. But even in winter testing, he was showing his stuff. Out-qualifying his teammate. He done it with Robert Kubica in 2019. And now he's doing it in 2020 with Nicholas Latifi. Unbelievable, George Russell. And he showed his stuff today getting into Q2. And he done it in the wet, showing his stuff to Toto a lot to say, you better pick me next year. And if not, I'm going to Aston Martin. Now, listen. Now, Ocon is amazing. I said last year, I think when Ocon comes into the team, I think he's going to out-qualify Daniel Ricciardo. I got crap for that on social media saying, no way, Daniel Ricciardo's going to get it. Daniel Ricciardo's going to out-qualify Ocon. Daniel Ricciardo's got his number. I said, don't be so sure. When Esteban Ocon was at Force India, when it used to be called Force India, he always got the better of Perez. And he's been off for a year and a half now, Ocon. He's been off for a year and a half. Right? First race, he didn't do so good. But there's 7 drivers that never done so good on the first day. Last week when it was called the Austrian Grand Prix. He didn't have a good showing. But today, he's showing his stuff. He showed his stuff today. Why Renault paid for him. Why that Toto won him. Why when he went to Renault, Toto still had Ocon on his manager. Because they knew. Toto knew. He saw the potential in him years ago. This is why he's Esteban Ocon's manager, Toto. He knew. He knew the potential. He's the guy who's going to come to Mercedes, yeah, and take Hamilton's place. George Russell's going to come and take Bottas's place. But there's a chink in the chain. That is Vettel. Now, Vettel, we can rule out Red Bull. Unless Christian Horner's got something on his mind or he's trying to be clever, you can rule out Red Bull. So there's only 2 teams that Vettel can go to. There's only 2 teams. There is Williams, which, no disrespect to Williams, I don't think he's going to do that. And then you've got Aston Martin. Aston Martin. That's one place you could go. Then there's another one. There's 3 actually. Mercedes. Now, if I had to pick one of those 3, I'm going to pick Mercedes. I've just got a feeling it's going to be Mercedes. I think George Russell's going to go to Aston Martin for a 2-year deal. Still contracted with Toto. I think Vettel is going to go to Mercedes to replace Bottas. Being the German driver, it makes sense. And I think Lewis Hamilton's going to get his big contract. He's going to do a couple of years there. Maybe step down, go to Ferrari. And then there's going to be that transition. Ocon will replace Hamilton. And George Russell is going to replace Vettel. That's if Vettel goes to Mercedes. That's what I'm thinking. But enough of that. That's for another day. Today was about the Austrian Grand Prix. Absolutely amazing. We're going to start off as soon as it starts. Listen, I never thought it was going to even start. I thought it was going to be rained off. I thought it was going to come into tomorrow. I would have preferred it to be tomorrow. I thought when tomorrow comes, it's going to be a nice dry day, cool day, perfect for the Mercedes. Mercedes are going to come out swinging. It's going to be 1 and 2 Bottas or Hamilton and Bottas. That's what I thought. But it started late. Everybody thought it was going to be rained off, but they started, and I thought, here we go. Here we go again. So it started. As soon as it started, who was the first guy to come out? Vettel. Very clever. Being the veteran that he is, Vettel knew if he comes out, he ain't going to bother about spray behind him. He's going to have that advantage. He's going to come out, test the track out. There's going to be no one in front of him. He's going to come out, do his flying lap, and he'll be able to get a good lap in without being disturbed. This is what he done. He done that in Q1, Q2, and Q3. Fair play to Vettel. Very clever. That's his experience kicking in. But who was the first person to spin? No, it wasn't Roman Grosjean. It was Antonio Giovinazzi. Antonio slipping into the gravel as soon as he come out. So I think he ain't going to get a Ferrari spot driving like that. Because you knew he was pissed off because he didn't get the Ferrari spot. He thought he was going to get the Ferrari spot. He thought because he was Italian, he was in the Ferrari program, that was the guy who was going to call up, but they never had to call Carlos Sainz. But anyway, Antonio spins in the first sector. Boom, straight into the corner, into the gravel, straight away. Didn't damage his car, but he came back onto the runoff area, and it was fine. Vettel, first lap, he came out 1-2-4-2. That was the first flyer. Russell was very impressive straight after that, Vettel. Russell came out, put in a flying lap, and he went straight to the top temporarily until Charles Leclerc come out and stole it. That was it. Ferrari power versus Williams power. There's only one way it's going to go. The times were moving so fast. It was like a roulette table at a casino. It was first it was Charles, then it was Vettel, then it was Hamilton, then it was Bottas, then it was Latifi, then it was Ocon, then it was Verstappen. It was spinning everywhere. Everywhere. So I was thinking it's going to be one of those at qualifying. We don't know who's going to win it. It could be from George Russell, it could be Ocon, it could be Vettel, it could be Hamilton, it could be anybody, even Ricciardo. It could be anybody. So, 4 minutes left. Lewis came out with an almighty lap for the rain. It was almighty, a 1:18.1. So that was the first qualifying finished. Lewis Hamilton topped the chart at the end of Q1. But just before the end of the thingy, Antonio spun, hit the barrier. Like I said, he rejoined the track. There was the engine, when he came back onto the track, when he spun the second time, he spun and he was going everywhere. Debris was going everywhere, spinning off. I saw Ocon was behind him, he was like, dodging the car like he was some Space Invaders, like he was playing Call of Duty. He just saw debris and bullets just flying off his car, and Ocon was doing all that in his car, nearly hit him. Because of his good reflexes, it never hit him, but it nearly. Brought out the flag, red flag, boom, it cancelled, the black flag cancelled it. So at the end, it all finished. You had the red flag, the casualties in Q1 was Kimi Raikkonen, Perez, Latifi, Antonio, Grosjean. Typical. Grosjean, you know he's always going to come out and leave anyway. You know he's always going to go out in Q1. He always does. If he goes into Q2, it is very rare. I can't even remember the last time Grosjean got into Q2. And the top of the list was Hamilton, Verstappen, Norris, and it's well done to Russell. He got through to Q2. Well done. He got the best out of that car. Like I always said on my videos, a true grit pro driver, will get the best out of his car. You got your Max Verstappens, you got over the years, you had your Ayrton Sennas, you had your Niki Lauders, you had your Lewis Hamiltons, you got your Max Verstappens now. The best drivers, and don't forget Alonso, he's coming back next year, which I'm very, very happy about. What I'm saying is that a true top pro driver will get the best out of his car. It will kind of outdrive the car. And that's what Russell did today for Williams, showing Toto that he's worthy of a seat at Mercedes in the future. It may not come next year. It may do. It might look. Toto might come halfway through the season and say, "Look, Bottas, you're gone. We're having Russell. See you later." Hit the bricks, and Bottas might go to Aston Martin. But I've told you my predictions at the beginning of the video. I'm not going to go through it again because it's a review. I told you my prediction and the way I think it's going to go. So we got Q2 again. Like I said before, Vettel flying out the blocks. He wants to get the advantage. He wants to come out first, like I said, because he doesn't want to get all the rain from the other cars in his visor, so we can't see. It was impossible anyway. The rain was everywhere. Q2 kind of calmed down a bit, but the rain was still there. So if it was me and I was driving, I would want to come out first because you've got the advantage. So let's face it, Ferrari needs all the advantage because Ferrari is nowhere. Someone's getting sacked this season if Ferrari keep that up. They were showing it last season, the same thing. It was all over the place at the beginning of the season. All right, Leclerc had a little run at Bahrain, obviously, but his car broke down at the end. His his engine, his power, whatever, he lost power. But at the beginning of the season, Ferrari was nowhere. And like when Spa came and Monza came, they brought out all that oil crap was going on with the FIA, paying them off, whatever. Water under the bridge, whatever. They got exposed. Now it's happening again. They were supposed to bring, they brought out upgrade this season. I mean, to this race, they were supposed to bring out Hungary, but they kind of fast-tracked it, brought it early, and it seems like the car is worse than it was last week before the upgrade. So something's not working. Something, they need to change that whole team, the background staff. Like I said, I said it all last season. The background staff, the engineers, everything, the directors, they need to change something in Ferrari because then they're going down. They're the 5th fastest car on the grid. Ferrari. I've never known that ever for Ferrari to be the 5th fastest team on the grid. A middle table team. Middle table. They're not even in the top. They're in the middle. Even Racing Point is faster than them. Racing Point. Even Renault is showing more promise than Ferrari now. Even Renault is, and then now when Alonso going there next year, he's going to pad it with Ocon. That's going to be brilliant. If I'm telling you now, if Renault can keep their reliability issues down to a minimal, they're going to do good this season and next season. And I'm sure Renault will improve. And I'm shocked. That's come from me. I thought Renault was dead, but at the moment now they're doing great. They're doing great. It seems like Ricciardo's car's not doing great. Ricciardo's car, but Ocon's doing good. Because he got into, you know what I mean? He got into Q3. So, this is where the Ferrari's strategy... Actually, you know what? I don't even blame Ferrari this time. I blame Charles Leclerc. Because 5 minutes towards the end, it was like 8 minutes towards the end, they said Vettel went into the pits for new tyres. He'd done a few laps, he weren't coming off good, he was in the danger zone, so he said, right, I'm coming in, put some new wets on, and I'm going to go for a couple of flyers, which is, okay, fair enough. You got 8 minutes to go, you got time, good. But Charles Leclerc, they asked Charles Leclerc, come in, Charles. And what did Charles say on the radio? No, I'm fine. I want to start a little bit longer. So there was 5 minutes to go, he goes, no, I want to start a bit longer. So we had his dry old wet tyres and he decided, you know what, now I'm going to start a little bit longer. Okay, to me, I thought that was a wrong move. I think he should have came in a bit earlier, come out with the new wet tyres, have a few flyers on the lap. Bit like Vettel, never happened. And this is a guy who signed a 5-year contract with Ferrari. Good luck with that contract. Yeah, guaranteed another year he'd be dying to get out of that contract if the way Ferrari's going. So, at the end, so basically, it never worked out for Charles. Charles tried to do a couple of flyers. He come out the pits, nearly hit Vettel. Vettel spun off on the first turn where the Niki Lauda corner is. It was all over the place, Vettel was. But he still managed to get out of the danger zone. He was the guy, he was in 10th, I think, just out of the danger zone. Charles Leclerc tried to do 2 flying laps. Didn't work out for him. Couldn't improve his time. Failed. Charles Leclerc out of Q2. Ferrari out of Q2. When's the last time you can actually say that Ferrari was out of Q2? Ferrari. So you got Vettel going through to Q3 just, but Ferrari out. I mean, Charles Leclerc gone. That is disgraceful. Disgraceful. So at the end of Q2, Hamilton topped it. Verstappen second, Norris, and then Bottas. The bottom was Charles Leclerc, Russell, Stroll, and Daniel Fiat out. Magnussen, Ocon was showing their stuff. So that was showing their stuff, Magnussen and Ocon. But Fingy was gone. Stroll, Fiat, he was gone. So we've got Q3 now. Max Verstappen, Q3. Weren't this time Vettel trying to come out first? It was Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen ready like a titan to come out and get them fast laps into Q3. He was his mission to that. I know it was every driver's mission, but it was Max Verstappen's mission. He was going to come out and going to show his stuff. His battle is with Lewis. He knows the other cars, they're not going to get it. To him, this is his track. It's Austria. He's won it 2 years in a row. He wants to make it 3, and his battle is to beat Lewis in qualifying. That was his mission, and it showed today, and it should be. If you want to be the best in this business, you want to be the best at F1, you've got to measure yourself to the best, and the best is Lewis Hamilton. That's it. You may not like it, but that's just the way it is. Lewis Hamilton is the number one, and he's the best. He's the measuring stick. So if Max Verstappen would stake his crown, he's going to go after Lewis Hamilton, and he did in his qualifying. Max Verstappen was absolutely brilliant. He went flat out into turn 2. Even Martin Brundle was saying on commentary today, he's so brave in the wet, because in Q3 the rain started bubbling up again. The rain was coming, and then Max Verstappen flat out into turn 2. On turn 2, water eating into his engine. He actually heard his engine go. I thought he was stalling. I thought the car was going to break down. I thought Christian Horner was going to get another blood vessel, more grey hair, more stress. But he managed to keep the car and come out. Engine, he was absolutely brilliant. Massive lap, 121.8. Absolutely amazing. Then it went again and got a 21.5. And I thought Max Verstappen is on. He's going to get pole. I thought Max Verstappen was going to get pole. No rubbish, no crap here. I'll tell you now, I thought Max Verstappen was going to get pole. I thought he saved his stuff. He just come out, and I thought, nah. I thought Lewis. If Lewis gets third place, second or third, I'll be happy with that. Because tomorrow's going to be a drive down. He can do his stuff in the drive, and it's not going to be hot as well. So the top 3 would have been good for me. Then Lewis weren't having that. Lewis was not having it at all. Lewis Hamilton come out and done an almighty lap, 121.2. So he went straight to the top. Norris was doing good. Ocon was very impressive. Bottas come out and done a 121.0. Then Hamilton come out and done a 126. Then Verstappen come out. There was 3.5 minutes left. Verstappen come out and done a 120.4. Hamilton was going faster and faster and faster. Come out and done a 119.7. First man into the 119s, Lewis Hamilton, 119.7. Absolutely amazing. Wow, what a wow factor. That is one moment. That was a great moment when he come out and done a 119.7, but it wasn't ending there. It wasn't ending there. Max Verstappen come out, went even quicker. He went quick in the first sector. The second sector, he was spinning. Max Verstappen, this is where Max Verstappen, I thought maybe this is going to be, if he can get this, show his maturity, right, and keep that car, he's going to do it. He come out, he done the fastest first sector of it. Here we go again. Here we go again. He's going to come out, he's going to do a mighty lap, he's going to pick Lewis, but Lewis was keeping his cool. Max Verstappen come out, he was spinning in the second sector. He come into the last corner to pass the line, and he went wide. Boom! He didn't hit his car, he didn't damage his car, but he went wide. Laptop was over, the lap was over. The lap was over. Lewis came out cool, went faster in the first sector, went faster in the second sector, went faster in the third sector, and he done a 119.2. That was absolutely amazing. 1.5 seconds faster than Bottas, who went fourth. Valtteri Bottas. This is his track as well. Coming fourth. After the momentum from last week coming into this Grand Prix, he comes fourth. But Lewis comes 1. Pole position for Lewis Hamilton. And it was a great qualifying. But like I said, Lewis Hamilton drove the socks off at that car. He drove the socks off that car. He drove the socks off it. Like I said, great drivers will always push the car to the limit. And Lewis Hamilton was so cool when he was driving. Wasn't aggressive. That's the last thing you want to do in the rain, is be aggressive. And then last 2 sectors cost Verstappen. But I don't think he would have got it anyway. Lewis Hamilton was just on a different level today. He was on a different level. And that, to me, that was one of the best qualifying I've ever witnessed. And hats off, boom, to Lewis Hamilton. And all the drivers. Norris was brilliant. Brilliant. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to go in Austrian Grand Prix, and I'm going to give you the final results of the qualifying. We have got Lewis Hamilton on pole, second Max Verstappen, third Carlos Sainz, fourth Valtteri Bottas, fifth Esteban Ocon, sixth Lando Norris, seventh Alexander Albon, eighth Pierre Gasly, ninth Daniel Ricciardo, 10th Sebastian Vettel, 11th Charles Leclerc, 12th George Russell, 13th Lance Stroll, 14th Daniel Fiat, 15th Kevin Magnussen, 16th Kimi Raikkonen, 17th Sergio Perez, 18th Nicholas Latifi, 19th Antonio Giovinazzi, and 20th Roman Grosjean. So we're gonna have a look to any interviews. Like if you watch my channel, you see that I do my interviews. Well, we're gonna have two. We're just gonna have two interviews today. We're gonna have two. We're gonna have Lewis Hamilton, and we're gonna have Max Verstappen. So these are the videos at the show now. Let's do Max first. Max feels dry conditions could change the story. So he's basically saying that. F1. So basically, what Max Verstappen's saying is that a dry race could change the story. Of course, it could. It could change the story. That doesn't mean he's going to change the story. He could do. So I was waiting for these adverts because the copyright. I'm not going to show no adverts or play any adverts. So here we go.
Max, great job in qualifying P2 for you going into the race, and of course in the dry your car looks equally as fast. How was today? How much are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Yeah, it was tricky qualifying, of course, with the conditions, but overall pretty pleased. Just Q3, I think, was a lot more tricky out there, just balance-wise as well. I think we lost quite a lot of grip. Q1 and Q2 were fine. I was very comfortable. But somehow in the standing water we were struggling a lot more. But still P2 is fine. Last lap could have been of course a little bit better, but not enough to beat Lewis. But yeah, let's see tomorrow in the dry. It's going to be a different day, and hopefully we will be quick.
Do you
F1. This is Lewis. More advert, sorry. One second, it's coming. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Lewis, that was mighty. I mean, we know that you love these kind of conditions, but 1.2 seconds is frankly ridiculous.
It was freaking awesome. Yeah, I mean, I like these conditions. I mean, it's terrifying, these conditions. I mean, it's there's an element of fun in it, but then there's a massive area of sheer terror, because it's literally, you got this whole group of people behind you relying on you to deliver in the most treacherous, most trickiest condition that you could be provided with. And particularly raining as much as it is, it's hard to see. It's hard to see where the lines are. You're constantly, feeling the car skip across aquaplaning moments, and it's even difficult sometimes just to stay full throttle down the straight, because the car twitches and you're accelerating kind of blind a lot of the time. But it's something I enjoy doing, and actually don't do too bad doing it. So, but the last lap was really fantastic. With the whole build up to it. I'd obviously had good laps previously, but it was basically the last lap, the last moment, the last chance to improve. I didn't know how close they were, so I knew how vital. For me, it was the most crucial lap of the whole weekend. Get the job done, and I did. So.
And for the race tomorrow, how worried are you about the guys starting alongside you on the front row? They look like they've picked up their pace this weekend.
Yeah, they've definitely seemed to have picked up the pace. They were quick yesterday, both on single laps and also a race run. I think in the last race they were strong in the race run, so it's going to be a real challenge tomorrow to battle with Max. But hopefully it's a dry day, and hopefully we can give him a good fight.
Yep, it's going to be a fight tomorrow. It's going to be interesting in turn one. My prediction for the race, I think Hamilton's going to win. Second place, maybe Max, or McLaren's going to be there. Not necessarily it's going to be Bottas tomorrow. It's going to be a nice cool day. It's going to be less DNFs. No braking, overheating issues. As long as you keep off them curbs. But I think a lot of the like last week there obviously was overheating issues, but this year no. I mean not this week no. Last week there was overheating issues. The brakes overheating, cost Mercedes, and plus them curbs as well. And it cost, let's face it, it cost a lot of the teams. But it's going to be a good race tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm going to be doing the review tomorrow for the Grand Prix, the Styrian Grand Prix, whatever, Austrian Grand Prix. But this is Solo P1 Son and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This is Solo P1 Son and See you later, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.